All right, breaking news now on the outages at Newark Airport. A report this hour says the FAA is weighing a broad pullback in Newark flights over recent radar outages, including one overnight that lasted roughly 90 seconds. Joining us now on the newsline is former United Airlines CEO and CNBC contributor Oscar Munoz. Oscar, it's great to have you jump on here. So just what are your top-level thoughts here on the implications of this potential move by the FAA?
To some degree, by everybody, it is a mess out there. And I think what you have to understand is this broader pullback just pulls the rest of the people that fly in and out of EWR, where United has already taken, I've lost track of the numbers, but probably close to 100 flights down. One to the construction that's going on for the runway, and then an additional 35 recently because of these concerns with the shortage of air traffic controllers. The systems issue is yet another contributor to that's led to even more shortages of the folks. So it's a bit of a mess. It's a full circle. And the broader pullback just, in essence, suggests to the other airlines that they have to pull back as much to some degree as United has in its main hub.
And I suppose for United, there are really limited options in terms of using other airports to take up some of the slack in this market?
Well, think of parking spaces. Parking spaces at all the airports are pretty full, and so you're not going anywhere else. I think United's flying into LaGuardia as much as it can, and there's just no way of doing that. You can bypass folks and go to other locations like D.C., but no, New York's a big headquarters for a lot of folks, and there's not a lot of implications other than reducing what we call flow in order to allow the air traffic controllers to do what they need to do, which they're not able to because of antiquated systems, which the system outage that you've seen briefly is part of that issue.
Those antiquated systems, to what degree is it either unique to Newark or exacerbated by other things going on at Newark?
Our country is severely behind on air traffic control systems, and we as an industry have been, all of us have gone through the details on that, and that's a broader, somewhat political, funding, multi-administration issue. But with regards to this particular instance at Newark, New Jersey, there's these areas called TRACONs, which are sort of units, in essence, radar units that are situated around the country. The Philadelphia TRACON is the one that are having these systems issues, and that affects EWR, Teterboro, which is the private facility there in New York. Doesn't affect LaGuardia and JFK because I think they're run out of somewhere north. I forget the exact location of the other one. So that's why the difference. And so flying to New York through LaGuardia and JFK right now is just fine. It's just EWR that's the issue.
And is there anything that a company like United and CEO of that company could do to move things along or try to invest in a way that can help, or is it just the FAA has to figure it out?
It has been a multi-year approach by the airlines in total to modernize air traffic control systems in this country. If you go back through the history, go back through any speech or remark I've given, it is at one point in time there were 60 countries in the world that had better, more modernized systems than we do. And again, it's a complex issue. It's very expensive. It's going to take a long time. So it's not just one administration that has to support it. It has to support over 2, possibly 3 administrations. It's how long it's going to take to make this work, but you got to get started. You got to fund it, and you got to fund it in a long-term way. And our mechanisms and budgetary process for the government just don't work that way. Yeah. So it is complicated, and it's not an individual or a person. And we sure hope that we begin to take more actions than just words, because every time this happens, there was, we need to do something, and then nobody does. And again, it's easy sitting from the sideline as I am, but it's an infrastructure issue just like everything else.